Holy shit. He said what?
I've read Spare. I've read it cover to cover. They are a damaged couple. They are people in trauma.
Privacy! We want privacy! Thanks for having us on the show.
It's so awesome to be here. It's great.
We want our privacy and safety, but we'll go be at Beyonce concerts and do whatever we want. Oh, look at him. It's my fox. Oh, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck.
I want to play you the first of these South Park clips and get you to react.
Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving wife actually doesn't want her privacy. How dare you, sir? My Instagram-loving wife has always wanted her privacy.
This one brilliantly exposes some of the Sussexes' laughable hypocrisy. Watch.
Oh, darling, I think this might be the place. You really think so? We can have a fresh start here.
They said they wanted privacy, but South Park had other plans. In a move that shocked royal watchers and comedy fans alike, South Park unleashed a no-holds-barred takedown of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. And the fallout? Explosive. The episode, hilariously titled Worldwide Privacy Tour, did not hold back. From the first frame, it was clear. The gloves were off, and the satire was aimed straight at the royal couple's media circus. The parody was brutal. Meghan and Harry were reimagined as fame-hungry grifters, obsessed with being left alone, while simultaneously begging for the spotlight. The message? Crystal clear. South Park was done with the contradiction, done with the book deals, the interviews, the Netflix specials, all while shouting about privacy.
Can we rally him up here and finally have our own privacy? I will do anything for your privacy.
Yeah, I loved it.
Audiences couldn't believe how far the show went. This wasn't a light jab. It was a direct hit, and people were loving it. The internet exploded with clips. Memes flooded Twitter. And while fans laughed, Meghan Markle was reportedly furious behind the scenes. But South Park didn't flinch. This was satire at its sharpest, and no royal title was going to stop it. Behind the luxury gates of Montecito, far from the laughter echoing through living rooms across America, the mood inside Meghan Markle's estate was anything but lighthearted. While South Park's ruthless takedown of the royal couple had millions in stitches, insiders say Meghan was left reeling, blindsided by what she saw as a direct, brutal, and public character assassination. According to close sources, Meghan didn't just brush off the cartoon as satire. No, she reportedly felt targeted, humiliated, and deeply upset by the portrayal. It wasn't a harmless jab. To her, it felt like an all-out attack on her dignity and identity.
Queen's husband was dying, and she went on Oprah and suggested one or both of them are raging racists. She couldn't have cared less. She doesn't care about anyone other than herself, and I include Harry in that. She cares about her image. That's why she's there.
One insider chillingly claimed she felt overwhelmed. Like she couldn't breathe. It was like watching the world laugh as she got dragged through the mud. Again. And this wasn't just a momentary reaction. Behind the scenes, Meghan reportedly called the episode cruel, malicious, and incredibly unfair. She's faced media storms before, but this was personal.
She's apparently spent days being upset and overwhelmed, according to sources, over this parody, which picks apart all of their publicity blitz while at the same time begging privacy.
For someone who has spent years fighting back against tabloids, false headlines, and brutal public commentary, having a hit TV show mock her entire identity, marriage, and public image in such a savage way was like salt in a still fresh wound. She had been working tirelessly to rebrand herself as a philanthropist, a mother, a media figure with purpose. But in a single 22-minute cartoon, that image shattered, replaced by a caricature she couldn't control.
The couple have been begging for privacy, and South Park has done a parody of this, and apparently it has really upset Meghan Markle.
It's so quiet and empty here. If we moved her, then people would think we're really serious about wanting to be normal. It does seem perfect, doesn't it?
Sources say Meghan was especially distressed by the fact that she had no royal press team to run interference anymore. No Buckingham Palace damage control, no staff filtering media backlash. She was exposed, and she knew it. Every headline that followed only twisted the knife deeper. Clips of the episode spread like wildfire across social media. Memes popped up within hours. And as her team scrambled behind the scenes, Meghan allegedly sat in stunned silence, watching her reputation unravel in real time. And Harry, according to whispers from insiders, he was furious. Not just at the show, but at how powerless he felt to stop the wave of public humiliation crashing over his wife.
What matters is what we have on the inside.
They nailed it. They nailed it.
I think he goes on to say, so you wrote a book talking about your family. Does that not make you a journalist too? And then they kind of stare at each other, dumbfounded.
The couple reportedly went into crisis mode, calling advisors, debating legal options, and even contemplating a public response. But every option came with risk, because by reacting, they risked making the mockery even bigger. And by staying silent, they looked weak. Either way, the damage had been done. And the worst part? This wasn't over. But while Meghan was left shaken, Harry's reaction was explosive. Sources close to the situation say the Duke of Sussex was absolutely livid after watching the South Park episode. Not just offended, but boiling with rage over what he believed was an outright attack on his wife's character and their shared journey. His goal? To protect Meghan, to take control of the narrative, and to remind the world that, joke or not, they were still human, not cartoon punchlines. But others in their inner circle allegedly advised caution. They warned that attacking South Park would only draw more attention to the episode and possibly ignite a free speech firestorm the couple couldn't win. Still, Harry reportedly remained fixated on the damage done, because for him, this wasn't just satire, it was a flashback. A gut-wrenching reminder of the headlines, the paparazzi, the relentless media circus that pushed him and Meghan to the edge. And just like that, the man who walked away from the crown to protect his wife found himself facing a new kind of war. One fought not with tabloids or palace politics, but with pixels, punchlines, and viral ridicule. Behind the scenes, the tension in Montecito was reaching a boiling point. According to rumors, Meghan was completely blindsided by the way South Park portrayed her. She had always expected criticism. She knew stepping into the spotlight came with a price. But this felt like a calculated attack, crafted to strip her down and mock everything she stood for. Insiders say Meghan was especially hurt by how the episode ridiculed her desire for privacy, while still participating in public life. To her, it was a cruel misrepresentation, twisting her intentions into something shallow and attention-seeking. Sources close to the couple claim Meghan felt betrayed by the cultural climate. After everything she'd shared, her trauma, her struggles with mental health, her decision to walk away from royalty, she believed audiences would be more understanding. But instead, here was one of the most influential shows on television turning her pain into a punchline, and that cut deeper than any tabloid headline. At one point, according to whispers in their inner circle, Meghan allegedly broke down in tears, telling Harry, "I don't know how much more of this I can take." That moment, insiders say, left Harry even more furious. He wasn't just protecting a brand, he was watching his wife suffer, again. And this time, it wasn't British media or royal courtiers causing the damage, it was American pop culture, the very place they thought they'd finally found freedom. Even their friends, reportedly, didn't know how to respond. Some tried to downplay the episode, calling it just satire or not that serious. But Meghan, according to close sources, couldn't laugh it off. She saw it as a wider reflection of how the public was turning on them. Not just mocking them, but dismissing their story altogether. This wasn't about being thin-skinned. This was about being stripped of dignity in front of millions. And in those tense moments inside their Montecito mansion, the Sussexes reportedly faced a bitter reality, that no matter how far they ran from the palace, they couldn't outrun the ridicule. For Meghan, the episode didn't just cross a line. It shattered the fragile sense of security she thought they had built in California. And for Harry, it reignited a rage he'd tried so hard to leave behind. The rage of watching the woman he loves be torn apart by the very world they trusted to protect them. But it didn't stop there. According to whispers from Hollywood insiders, the South Park episode didn't just sting emotionally, it sparked serious panic among the Sussexes' PR team. They weren't just dealing with a bad headline or a controversial article. This was a cultural moment, one that could shift public perception in a matter of minutes. The episode was everywhere. Social media exploded with clips, memes, and brutal commentary. Phrases like, "We want privacy," were trending globally, not as support, but as mockery. TikTok creators stitched the parody into reaction videos. YouTubers analyzed it frame by frame. Even late-night hosts began jumping on the bandwagon. And the Sussex brand? It was taking hit after hit. Behind the scenes, PR teams were reportedly scrambling. Damage control meetings were happening daily. Crisis consultants were being brought in. Some advisors even warned the couple that this moment this exact episode could become a turning point in their public image. According to rumors, there was even talk of legal options. Yes, legal. While parody is protected under free speech, some on Meghan's team allegedly explored whether any part of the portrayal could be challenged, but most advisors quickly shut it down, warning that a lawsuit would only draw more attention to the mockery. And attention was the last thing they needed. One source close to the situation claimed it's the first time they realized the tide might be turning, and not in their favor. Even big-name allies in the media world reportedly began distancing themselves. Some producers became hesitant about future deals. A few streaming execs, according to industry whispers, paused negotiations on potential projects, just to see how the backlash would play out. It was more than just a joke. This was a PR earthquake. And Meghan, already shaken by the emotional weight of the satire, now faced a chilling new possibility that her carefully crafted image was slipping through her fingers. The fallout didn't end with just memes and jokes. As the South Park episode kept dominating conversations, there were rumblings that the Sussexes were feeling the pressure in their personal lives too. According to rumors, Meghan and Harry's inner circle was reporting increasing tension and stress behind closed doors. Sources say Meghan was deeply hurt by the brutal parody, but beyond the emotional impact, the couple reportedly started reconsidering their future plans. Projects that were once a sure thing suddenly felt uncertain. Invitations to high-profile events became less frequent. Doors that once swung wide open seemed to slowly close. Industry insiders hinted that Meghan's carefully curated brand, built painstakingly after stepping back from royal duties, was now on shaky ground. The very qualities she hoped to promote, openness, vulnerability, and empowerment, were being twisted in the public eye through satire and skepticism. This wasn't just entertainment anymore. It was a public relations nightmare unfolding in real time. Rumors even suggest that Harry, known for his protective nature, began pushing for more privacy and a lower profile. Some say he wanted to shield Meghan from the storm, while others believe he feared the increasing media scrutiny could lead to further damage. At the same time, media outlets smelled blood. Headlines grew sharper, stories more relentless. Every move Meghan made was analyzed under a microscope. Every interview, every public appearance, every charitable cause she championed, all scrutinized, dissected, and sometimes ridiculed. According to insiders, the South Park parody had cracked the facade, exposing vulnerabilities that many hadn't noticed before. It wasn't just a joke, it was a wake-up call. And for the Sussexes, the question looming large was, how would they respond to this new wave of criticism? Would they fight back or retreat? The backlash didn't just stop at the parody itself. It spiraled into a full-blown media frenzy that engulfed Meghan and Harry's entire public image. According to rumors, major news outlets and social media platforms exploded with hot takes, critiques, and relentless coverage. The Sussexes found themselves caught in a whirlwind of negativity like never before. The timing couldn't have been worse. With their latest projects and philanthropic efforts in the spotlight, the growing backlash threatened to overshadow everything they were trying to achieve. Rumors say that key partners and collaborators started to get cold feet, worried that association with Meghan and Harry might bring unwanted controversy. Sources close to the couple revealed the immense pressure they were under to control the narrative. But the more they tried to respond, the more the media amplified every misstep. It was like a vicious cycle, where any public statement sparked new waves of criticism and skepticism. Behind the scenes, the Sussexes were reportedly scrambling to recalibrate their approach. Some insiders claimed Meghan considered stepping back even further from public life, fearing that the continuous scrutiny was taking a toll on her mental health. Meanwhile, Harry was said to be focused on damage control, trying to protect his family and their future. At the same time, critics weren't holding back. They questioned the couple's authenticity, motives, and even their commitment to the causes they championed. Social media trolls launched campaigns mocking the Sussexes relentlessly, making the online atmosphere toxic and hostile. This media storm wasn't just a passing phase, it was a full-scale battle for public opinion. And according to rumors, the stakes were higher than ever. The Sussexes faced a crossroads. Could they weather the storm and rebuild their image? Or was this the beginning of a steep decline in their celebrity influence? The fallout didn't just rattle Meghan and Harry's public image, it triggered a ripple effect that hit their entire network of allies and supporters. According to rumors, close friends and business partners found themselves caught in the crossfire, facing tough questions and backlash just for standing by the Sussexes. This storm was spreading fast and far. Some insiders revealed that key sponsors started pulling out or reconsidering their deals. The financial repercussions were becoming very real, as brands feared the negative publicity might tarnish their own reputations. The Sussexes' carefully built empire was suddenly on shaky ground, with some projects put on indefinite hold. Behind closed doors, the tension was palpable. Sources say that the couple's team was in crisis mode, scrambling to strategize damage control plans and trying to find ways to regain public trust. But every move seemed to backfire, fueling more speculation and criticism. Rumors say that this period marked a turning point, a moment where Meghan and Harry had to rethink everything. Their usual tactics of candid interviews and social media statements no longer seemed effective. It was a clear sign that the public was growing weary, and the couple needed a new approach to survive this storm. Meanwhile, the media wasn't letting up. Headlines grew more sensational, digging into every aspect of their lives, from family disputes to financial controversies. The Sussexes were being portrayed as figures of drama and scandal, rather than the inspirational icons they once aspired to be. Even supporters felt the pressure. Loyal fans found themselves defending the couple against harsh criticism, but the wave of negativity was overwhelming. The public discourse shifted from admiration to doubt, and rumors say that internal morale within the Sussex camp was starting to crumble. In this high-stakes battle for their future, Meghan and Harry faced a critical question. Could they turn the tide and reclaim their narrative? Or were they destined to be forever defined by this turbulent chapter? The backlash didn't just hit the Sussexes alone. It sparked a wildfire of debate that engulfed the entire royal family. Rumors say that Buckingham Palace was thrown into chaos as officials scrambled to manage the fallout from Meghan and Harry's actions. The palace's usual calm facade cracked under pressure, revealing deep divisions behind the scenes. Sources claim that senior aides and advisors were locked in emergency meetings, desperate to contain the damage and protect the monarchy's reputation. Every statement, every move was scrutinized and second-guessed. The royal PR machine was working overtime, but could it keep the crisis from spiraling further? Tensions between family members reportedly intensified. Some royals were furious, feeling betrayed and publicly undermined by the Sussexes. According to insiders, private conversations turned icy, and some doors were slammed shut, relationships strained like never before. Rumors also say that this period saw a surge in public support for the monarchy's traditional values, as many Britons reacted against what they saw as Meghan and Harry's rebellious defiance. Polls indicated a dip in the couple's popularity, while the crown itself gained sympathy in the court of public opinion. Behind the scenes, power plays emerged. Some factions within the palace pushed for a harder line, stricter rules, less tolerance for media exposés, and tighter control over royal narratives. Others advocated for a more modern approach, hoping to reconcile and adapt to changing times. The battle lines were drawn, and the stakes couldn't be higher. This rift exposed not only personal conflicts, but deeper questions about the monarchy's future in a modern world. Meghan and Harry's story had become a symbol of a larger struggle: tradition versus change, privacy versus transparency, duty versus personal freedom. In the midst of this storm, the royal family faced unprecedented scrutiny. Rumors say that every royal event, every public appearance, was weighed against the backdrop of this ongoing drama, with cameras and reporters eager to catch any sign of tension or breakdown. For Meghan and Harry, the pressure was crushing. Not only were they fighting their own battles, but they were also caught in the crosshairs of a historic family drama, one that could define the legacy of the monarchy for years to come. As the drama escalated, Meghan and Harry took bold steps to regain control of their narrative. Rumors say that, according to insiders, the couple strategically launched new projects and media deals to redefine their public image, determined to move past the royal saga and build their own independent legacy. Their interview with Oprah Winfrey became a global sensation, breaking records and sending shockwaves through the monarchy. Millions tuned in to hear Meghan and Harry speak openly, revealing painful truths and hidden struggles behind palace walls. The world was captivated, and the royal family was left scrambling for damage control. The interview exposed deep-rooted issues, claims of racial insensitivity, mental health struggles, and feelings of isolation within the royal household. These revelations shocked many and ignited fierce debates worldwide. Supporters praised their bravery, while critics accused them of airing dirty laundry for personal gain. Following this, Meghan and Harry wasted no time launching their Archewell Foundation, a platform focused on philanthropy, mental health advocacy, and social justice. According to rumors, this move was designed to showcase their commitment to positive change beyond royal titles and privileges. Meanwhile, they signed lucrative deals with streaming giants like Netflix and Spotify, expanding their influence and reaching new audiences. These ventures reportedly helped them gain financial independence, but also fueled ongoing controversy about their departure from royal duties. This bold pivot was not without backlash. Some traditionalists saw it as a betrayal, accusing them of exploiting royal fame for profit. Yet others admired their resilience and willingness to break free from centuries-old constraints. Behind closed doors, tensions between the Sussexes and the royal family remained high. Rumors say that private communications were limited, and trust was all but shattered. The divide seemed wider than ever, casting a long shadow over future interactions. Despite the chaos, Meghan and Harry pushed forward, determined to shape their own destiny and rewrite the rules of royal life. Their story was no longer just about tradition, it was about empowerment, survival, and carving out a new path on their own terms. As Meghan and Harry carved their own path, the royal family faced mounting public scrutiny like never before. According to rumors, the palace was engulfed in a crisis management whirlwind, struggling to maintain its image amid a barrage of scandals and intense media spotlight. The monarchy's traditional aura of mystery was shattered. Every move, every statement was dissected by the press and the public. The old guard's approach to silence and discretion was no longer effective in an age of social media and instant news. Behind the scenes, tensions soared. Sources reveal that senior royals were deeply frustrated by the Sussexes' public revelations and independent ventures. The once united family seemed fractured, trust eroding with each passing day. Royal aides worked tirelessly to contain the fallout, but the damage was done. Social media exploded with heated debates. Supporters of Meghan and Harry applauded their courage, while staunch royalists condemned their actions as disrespectful and damaging. Public opinion polls reflected this divide sharply. Younger generations tended to side with the Sussexes, embracing their calls for modernity and openness. Older demographics often defended the crown's traditions and privacy. Meanwhile, the palace ramped up its own media strategy, aiming to restore dignity and control. Carefully curated appearances, official statements, and charitable efforts were all part of a concerted campaign to win back public trust. But the shadow of Meghan and Harry's bombshell interview and their outspoken activism lingered. Rumors say the palace grappled with balancing transparency and tradition, a tightrope walk fraught with risk and uncertainty. Ultimately, this ongoing saga forced the British monarchy to confront uncomfortable questions about its future role and relevance in the 21st century. The cracks in the royal facade were exposed, and the road ahead was anything but certain. As the dust finally settled, the Meghan Markle versus South Park saga left everyone talking, and some feeling uneasy. South Park's brutal satire didn't just make waves, it smashed the calm surface of celebrity culture, reminding us all that no one, not even a royal, is immune to comedy's sharp edge. The backlash and debates only fueled the fire, proving that Meghan's story isn't just tabloid fodder. It's a lightning rod for culture clashes, media power plays, and the limits of free speech. Rumors say that while Meghan's team tried to keep the drama quiet, the episode's viral impact kept her name trending for weeks. It reignited old arguments about race, privilege, and the price of fame, exactly the kind of explosive topics South Park loves to stir up. For better or worse, this clash put Meghan Markle back in the spotlight. But this time, the spotlight was harsher and far less controlled. So, what's next for Meghan? Only time will tell if she'll fight back, keep silent, or even lean into the controversy. One thing's for sure, South Park's sharp satire has left its mark. And in the wild world of celebrity, that's the kind of attention that never truly fades. As the dust finally settled, the Meghan Markle versus South Park saga left everyone talking, and some feeling uneasy. South Park's brutal satire didn't just make waves, it smashed the calm surface of celebrity culture, reminding us all that no one, not even a royal, is immune to comedy's sharp edge. The backlash and debates only fueled the fire, proving that Meghan's story isn't just tabloid fodder. It's a lightning rod for culture clashes, media power plays, and the limits of free speech. Rumors say that while Meghan's team tried to keep the drama quiet, the episode's viral impact kept her name trending for weeks. It reignited old arguments about race, privilege, and the price of fame, exactly the kind of explosive topics South Park loves to stir up. For better or worse, this clash put Meghan Markle back in the spotlight. But this time, the spotlight was harsher and far less controlled. So, what's next for Meghan? Only time will tell if she'll fight back, keep silent, or even lean into the controversy. One thing's for sure, South Park's sharp satire has left its mark, and in the wild world of celebrity, that's the kind of attention that never truly fades.